We just had a very, very public, large family in the media eye with this whole situation of family issues and introductions, and a Netflix documentary was made out of it, and a lot of name flinging and mudslinging happened at both sides, while the family just really stayed quiet about everything. What do you do if you are in that situation and you're caught in the middle of all of the mudslinging? And do you take that silent side? Do you speak out for your partner? Do what do you do in that situation?
And I think it comes down to what are your capacities and also what are your boundaries. I know for some people, they're very protective of their partner, so their boundaries are very firm. If you say this, or if this comes out, or if this person does this, then I'm going to be responding. If they say this, this, and this, maybe I'm not going to give a response because it doesn't deem a response from me. But I think it really does come down to where are your boundaries and what expectations exist between you and your partner. Because maybe for you, you are somebody who goes with the flow a little bit more, but for your partner, it's very hurtful when you don't advocate for them. And maybe they're not saying, oh, you need to trash your family, but really understanding what are the expectations of the person that you're with, and what are your expectations? Because I think that allows you to come from it from a us versus the situation, rather than a me versus you, or me, you versus your family. Because I think that's when things can really go off the rails. And also it can be a detriment to the relationship, even though you might be staying quiet, because maybe your partner's like, why are we quiet when they're trashing me? Why are you quiet and you're not defending me? Because those expectations haven't been talked about. I also think there is this space where you really have to be aware. And I keep saying, like, ground yourself in reality. And that's not really like oh, well, however they treat me, like I have to be mindful that that's how it's going to happen. I say grounding in reality of what is and what are you coming up against. So when we talk about a family who might be vocal and, really trashing you and really trying to get at you, where are they coming from? Why are they having this response? And oftentimes it's coming from a place of, I think that we had talked about, like generational trauma, that, somebody has treated this way, or this has been a dynamic in the family that's been passed down, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Because I think that sometimes we can experience something and we see it as the norm. This is how we engage. This is how we function. And then suddenly somebody in the system's like, well, no, I don't want to do that anymore. And then they're seen as the hostile one, or the one like, oh, no, what are you talking about? This is how we do it. And then that leads to attack. That leads to frustration, because the family's like, we need to keep things the way that things are, and we're going to be entrenched in this. So I think rooting yourself in reality is, why is the family responding this way? Is this the cycle continuing? And if we're the ones that are going to be breaking that cycle, it makes sense that they're reacting this way to us. It doesn't make it right, but it makes sense as to why they might be reacting to us so strongly.